Welcome back to FM Story. We're approaching the midway point of season 11 of this Glory Hunt to save our second season with PSG. We started the season with a very insecure job that has stabilised and even secured. We are in a much better position, certainly in the league, than we were at this point last season. However, we are coming into this episode on a run of losing to Rennes, losing to bottom placed Angers, and then drawing with a last gasp equaliser against Monaco at the end of the last episode. Coming up in this episode, we've got a big game against the defending champions Nice, who we beat on the opening day of the season, and we've also got the beginning of the Coupe de France for this season. So without further ado, let's get into the action. It's time for our last league game before the winter break. We have come back into some form after the disappointing run at the end of the last episode where we lost to Rennes, we lost to Angers, which is still their only win of the season, and we drew with Monaco. We've had to change the formation slightly just because of the injury issues we had. So we went to the strikerless formation that we used in the first season at Real Madrid, and it seems to have worked pretty well. So we came away with a 2-0 victory away at Lens. We beat Chelsea 2-0 away in the Champions League. We beat Lille 4-1 at home. We beat Strasbourg 3-1 at home. So things are going well. Obviously, this is a big game coming up against Nice. As far as the table's concerned, we are top of the table. We're 5 points clear of Monaco, but they've got a game in hand. Lucas Fontana has been our standout player so far this season. He's got the top average rating in the league. He's the leading goal scorer in the league. Unfortunately, he's picked up an injury in training, so he's not going to be able to play against Nice. And that is actually the only issue we've got injury-wise. They've got a couple of injury issues. Hopefully, we have enough about us. We're going to keep that strikerless formation from the start of this game just to see whether that's still working, and hopefully we can pick up 3 points to go into the little mini break clear at the top of the table. So going into this game against Nice, we've made 2 changes to the team that started the last game. Powell's was suspended for the last game, so he's come back in, and Holt's dropped to the bench. And with Fontana being injured, Rodrigo's come into the starting lineup wide on the left. We've finally got Pochette back. This is his first game back, so he's going to be on the bench. Nuno Mendes and you and Andre are basically playing a couple of games each just to rotate them so that they don't get tired. And hopefully we can do the double over Nice. We hammered them on the opening day of the season, and hopefully there's more to come in of the same to come in this game. Right, a throw for them deep in our half. Crosses into the box. A free header for Thuram in the middle of the box after 3 minutes. And that is 100% not the that's 100% not the start we were looking for. Just a simple cross. He's in the middle of 3 of our defenders and gets a free header. How does that work? Right, a free kick for them. Goes for goal, and Diego Costa turns it behind for a corner. Bernani to take it for them. We've got a head on that, but they've got the ball. Verts now to Rodrigo. Verts now bringing it forward. And Barta's making a big run inside him now. Verts could have done a lot better with that, I think. And now very little's happening in this game. Tadibo goes back to the keeper. Out to the other centre half. And they've played out far too easily there. El Sayed gets it back to Diogo Costa. And Delict to Vitinha, who loses it. And now they're attacking down the left. Almost another free header in the just almost another free header in the box, and then Diego Costa just let the ball land on the head of their attacker. Rodrigo is tackled, but Vitinha then wins it. Zaire Emery to El Sayed and Barta down the right. Back to El Sayed driving forward. And there's Rodrigo. Great finish at the back post to level it at 1-1. Pretty well worked goal, and then just El Sayed just driving at their defence, freed up some space, lovely pass, and a great finish from Rodrigo. And there we go, half-time 1-1. They certainly had the better of the half, but it's all level going into the second half. And Warren Zaire-Emery's had a bit of a knock in the last couple of games. I think he's going to come off at half-time, probably Bacciarina come on in his place. Right, a throw for us deep in their half. Powell's back to Delict, back to Powell's. Into Bacciarina in the box. Finds Barta. Powell's low cross. Cleared as far as Antonio Silva. Out to you and Andre. Crosses towards the back post. And there's Destiny and Barta rising highest to head home and put us 2-1 in front. Just comes out to you and Andre, gets a yard of space, swings that cross in, and then Barta gets above 2 at the back post. Right, a corner for them, Diamande to take it. In swings to the middle of the box, basically a free header, and thankfully it goes over the top. Right, so we made some changes to get some fresh legs on to try and see this game out. Going into 4 minutes of injury time, 2-1 up. Can we hold on? And there we are, full time. In the end, a pretty decent performance. We've come away with a 2-1 victory, having conceded such an early goal. And a great way to go into the little break for Christmas. We are at the beginning of February. The January transfer window's gone by without us doing any business. And our first game up in February is a Coupe de France tie, a big one, away at Marseille. Largely going into the game, we were in great form. Everything's continued on pretty much how it had from the game against Nice until our last game. First up, we went away to Troyes in the 9th round of the Coupe de France and won comfortably 4-0. We then won 6-1 away at Bastia in the next round. We won 6-1 at home against Aris in the Champions League phase, and then 4-1 against Anderlecht in the last game of the Champions League phase. And then in our most recent league game, we somehow managed to lose to Saint-Etienne. They created quite a lot of chances, but we had, I think, 23 shots on target. I think it was 40 shots in total, 23 on target, and we scored 1 goal. So not the best performance. With the league phase of the Champions League being done, we actually finished top of the table with 7 wins from our 8 games, 22 points. Really comfortable in the end, qualifying for the last 16. And that defeat against Saint-Etienne in our last league game means we are still top of the table with 4 points clear of Rennes, 5 points clear of Monaco. Nice, the defending champions, are down in 5th, 10 points behind us. But now the attention turns back to the Coupe de France in this big game away at Marseille. So this is the side we've got going into the game against Marseille. We've got everyone available for the first time in I don't know how long. We've been missing, we did miss Destiny and Barta the whole of January because originally he was away at the African Cup of Nations, and then he got injured, and this is his first game back since then. But hopefully we've got enough to be able to pick up a victory here. Right, El Sayed goes back to Costa. Out to Nuno Mendes. Infield to Vitinha now. He's got runners in front of him. Back to Nuno Mendes. Over the top looking for Barty. He heads into the path of Wirtz. And his header comes crashing back off the woodwork in the second effort. It's held by the keeper. Right, Powell's with a throw on the right, and Barta into Zaire Emery. Vitinha to Delict. Clips the ball wide for Nuno Mendes. Antonio Silva back to Delict. And El Sayed goes all the way back to Costa again. Wide to Powell's on the right. And Barta, ball inside his man, but Wirtz doesn't get on the end of it. They've still got it at the back though. They've given it away. Vitinha's won it back. And what a finish that is. Across the keeper, into the top corner. And that puts us 1-0 up. They tried to play themselves out at the back here. Just a poor pass. Vitinha jumped on it and then just clips it into the top corner across the keeper for 1-0. And they've got a throw in our half, and Barta gets back, wins the ball. Zaire Emery to El Sayed. Powell's back to Costa. Lovely ball to find Vitinha on this left-hand side. Fontana back to Antonio Silva. He's still got it down that left-hand side. Gives it to Fontana into Vitinha. And that would have been a great goal, but it goes behind for a corner. Nuno Mendes to take it. Lifts it to the back post. It's headed up in the air. Wirtz gets his head on it. And it just goes straight through to their keeper. We are completely on top in this game, which concerns me slightly. Especially that it's only 1-0. And Nuno Mendes with the throw. Vitinha back to Delict. Antonio Silva driving forwards. He has to go from the edge of the area. And the keeper turns it behind for a corner. And Mendes to take the corner. Into the near post. It's headed clear. And there we are, half-time. We've absolutely dominated that first half. But the one concern is we're only 1-0 up. We need another goal early on in the second half just to give us a bit of a cushion. And then I'll be a bit more happy. Right, we've sent the same team out to start the second half. Right, so Florian Wirtz has picked up a knock. He's gone off. We've brought Jean Pochet back on. He's had injuries, so we're nursing him back a bit. There's very little happened in this second half. Again, another concern that we're going to see one highlight for them, and it's going to be the equaliser. Time's dripping away here. Into 5 minutes of injury time. It's a corner for us. Fontana's to take it. Swings it to the back post. It's headed clear as far as Antonio Silva. He finds Mbata in the box. Dinks the ball up. Ewan Andre gets his head on it. Pochet hits the woodwork from close range. And then they've cleared the next cross. And now they're breaking. And we are all over the place here as well. We've finally got some players back, but no one's closing anything down on the edge of the area. And thankfully, that clipped the bar and went over rather than the other way around, than being underneath the bar. Right. Powell's back to Lisandro Martinez. He goes back to Diogo Costa. Antonio Silva. Out to Ewan Andre. He's got, what a ball that is for Pochet. It's tackle. Fontana squares it. Great save in the end by the keeper. The first shot was blocked. And then the ball came through bodies and he's turned it behind for a corner. And hopefully the time's running out for them to get back into this game. Fontana with the corner to the near post. It's headed clear. And Barta goes back to tidy it up. And there we go, full time. A relatively comfortable 1-0 victory. We were pretty good in the first half. Not an awful lot of any note happened in the second half. We did nearly gift them an equaliser right at the end there, but we're through to the next round. And that's really all that matters. And there we are, the end of another episode, and certainly things are so much better than they were at this stage last season. Obviously, we qualified for the last 16 in the Champions League last season, but we've done it in style this season by finishing top of the league phase. We're top of the league, 4 points clear of Rennes. We were well off the top of the table by this stage last season, and we've made it through to the quarter-final of the Coupe de France. Join us next time to see if we can keep progressing in the Coupe de France and see if we can keep up this lead at the top of the table. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you then.